Illyana Rasputin, also known as Magik, is a powerful character in the Marvel Comics universe. Her signature power in the comics is the ability to teleport. Teleportation allows her to move herself and her allies around the battlefield. She is also known to carry the Soul Sword, which she forges herself, which is tied to her will and magic. Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here is my magic build for Baldur's Gate 3. This is not an overpowered build, but a thematic one that is inspired by magic of the Marvel Comics. I play this build on Honor mode. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like, and for more Baldur's Gate 3 videos, subscribe to the channel. Overview. Magik is pretty well known for her teleportation ability. She does this by creating Stepping Disc, a magical ability linked to Limbo's dimension. As a young child, she gets trapped in this dimension. Limbo is a dark and chaotic realm where she endures a harsh ordeal but also gains power. She develops potent magical abilities and becomes a sorceress. In Limbo, she also forges her soul sword, her signature weapon. It is formed from fragments of her soul, creating a deep connection between her and the blade. It is an extension of Magik's will and magic. That is why Magik is so perfect for the Warlock class, with the Pack of the Blade multiclass, with the Sorcerer class for her magic abilities. Gear and equipment. The main focus of our equipment is to make Magik strong in melee combat, and at the same time make her spells strong. And there is a great synergy of this with the Helmet of Arcane Equity and the Ring of Arcane Synergy. The helmet gives Magik the Battle Equity feature, wherein she gains Arcane Equity every time she deals damage with a weapon attack, which makes her spells potent. And the Ring of Arcane Equity gives her Arcane Synergy when she deals damage with a cantrip. Arcane Synergy allows her to add her spellcasting modifier every time she deals damage with a weapon attack. That would mean if Magik has 20 points of Charisma, she is going to deal an additional 5 points of damage. And since she is using a packed weapon, she gets her damage modifier by her Charisma points. She can get the Helmet of Arcane Equity with a gilded chest in the basement of the Mason's Guild, while the Ring of Arcane Synergy can be looted from one of the Githyanki in the Inquisitor's room in Crush Yelik. I also suggest getting the Quick Spell Gloves. Cantrips that cost an action can be casted as a bonus action instead. This effect can be used once per short rest. This can save Magik from using some of her sorcery points at least once per short rest. To help her maintain her concentration spells, because she's going to use a good number of them like Hex and Hunger of Hater spell, she is using the Spider Silk armor, which is worn by Minthara in the Shattered Sanctum of the Goblin Camp. You can either kill her or recruit her to get the armor. To increase her AC, she is going to need the Cloak of Protection and the Evasive Shoes. You can get both of these items in the last Light-In. The Cloak of Protection can be purchased from Tali, and the Evasive Shoes can be purchased from Matisse. For her weapon, any good magical longsword would do. You have the Falar Aluve in Act 1, which you can carry over in Act 2. In Act 3, I let her wield Voss Silver Sword. This weapon is a +2 enchantment longsword that grants a +1 d4 bonus to damage and attack rolls against Githyanki, aberrations, fiends, and elementals. This weapon also grants Magik the Wrathful Smite ability. This might be difficult to get as you need to pickpocket Voss in Act 3 or kill him in the Sharis Karis Inn. Build. If you prioritize aesthetics, I suggest of having the Tiefling as Magik's race. This would give us the horned-like helmet of Magik. And if you're going for the Tiefling race as I did, I suggest getting the Zariel sub-race, as those smite abilities are pretty useful in combat. If you don't mind the aesthetics, you can have the Githyanki race for the medium armor proficiency and the extra Misty Step ability at level 5. At first level, we go for the Warlock class. As a level 1 Warlock, we make sure to get Eldritch Blast for Magik's Soul Blast ability. For the second cantrip, we get Blade Ward. For our spells, we get Hex and Hellish Rebuke. For our patron, we get the ARCHFEY, so that we get the Dimension Door spell, when we get to level 7 Warlock. For her background, we choose Folk Hero as a member of the X-Men team, or Urchin, as she was abducted to Limbo by Belasco. I suggest getting the Urchin as her background for the stealth proficiency. Later on, when she reaches level 6 Warlock, she gets the Misty Escape ability. When Magik gets hit, she becomes invisible. The stealth skill would help her pass the skill check when enemies are searching for her, and it would be harder for the enemies to find her. For her abilities, we make her Dexterity 16, Constitution 15, and Charisma 17. Later on, we get Ethel's hair with +1 Charisma to make it 18. For her skills, we pick up Intimidation and Arcana. At character level 2, Magik gets an Eldritch Invocation. For her Eldritch Invocation, we choose Agonizing Blast and Beguiling Influence to make us proficient in Deception and Persuasion. By this time, Magik can now become the face of the party. She may not be as good as a bard or a rogue with expertise in persuasion, but if you have none in your party, she is good enough. For her spell, we pick up Sleep. At character level 3, Magik gets to choose a Pact Boon. For her Pact, we choose Pact of the Blade. She can now summon a Pact weapon or bind the one she is wielding, making it magical. She uses her spellcasting ability modifier, that is Charisma, instead of Strength or Dexterity for her Pact weapon. For her spell, we choose Misty Step. This is to emulate Magik's signature ability, Teleportation. Then we replace her Sleep spell with Invisibility. Her Warlock spell slot is now a 2nd level. At character level 4, Magik gets a feat as a level 4 Warlock. For her feat, choose Resilient Constitution. This is a passive feature that increases an ability score by 1. In our case, we choose Constitution. This would make Magik proficient in Constitution saving throw. This would also increase Magik's ability to maintain concentration on her spells. For her spell, choose Hold Person. At character level 5, Magik gets additional spell. For her spell, Get Blink. This is another way of emulating Magik's teleportation ability. With Blink, Magik has a 50% chance of being able to vanish into the ethereal plane, where she can't be harmed or seen at the end of her turn. On her next turn, she can choose to teleport up to 6 meters. Then change the invisibility spell with the Hunger of Haters spell. Just imagine that Magik has now learned how to open up a portal where she can transport a part of Limbo in the material plane. This may not be a good excuse to have this spell, but I cannot just skip the Hunger of Haters spell because it is just pretty good. At character level 5 Warlock, Magik gets another Eldritch Invocation. We choose Devil's Sight. This would give Magik immunity to getting blind. As a level 5 Warlock, she gains an extra attack with her Pact weapon through the Deepened Pact. Her Warlock spell slot is now a 3rd level. At character level 6, Magik gets the Misty Escape ability as a level 6 Warlock. She becomes invisible upon taking damage. On her next turn, she can cast Misty Step without spending a spell slot, but this will break her invisibility. For her spell, we choose Counter Spell. At character level 7, Magik goes to the Sorcerer class. For her subclass, choose Draconic Bloodline. For the Bloodline, she can have anything. It does not matter. I suggest choosing White Dragon for the Draconic Ancestry for the Armor of Agathe's spell. She can choose any cantrip, but for this spell, I suggest choosing Shield and Magic Missile. At character level 8, Magik starts to get sorcery points as a level 2 Sorcerer. For her Meta Magic, choose Distant Spell and Twin Spell. For her spell, we choose Feather Fall. At character level 9, Magik gets another Meta Magic as a level 3 Sorcerer. For her Meta Magic, choose Quicken Spell. For her spell, we choose Enhance Ability. At character level 10, Magik gets a feat as a level 4 Sorcerer. For her feat, we choose to increase Magik's Charisma by 2, making it 19. With Hag's Hair of Charisma, +1, it is 20. For her spell, we choose Scorching Ray. At character level 11, Magik gets her last level of Warlock, making it level 7. This would make our Warlock spell slots at level 4. Then we get Dimension Door for our spell. For her Eldritch Invocation, we choose Repelling Blast. I am not a fan of repelling blasts, especially if I am making a melee sorcerer, because I want my enemies close to my character. If you really like this ability, you can take this earlier depending on your needs. At character level 12, Magik gets her last level of sorcerer, making level 5. For her spell, choose haste. Gameplay. I love this build. If Magik can synergize well with the use of her spell and combat prowess, she becomes more powerful as the combat progresses. Casting a spell, a cantrip to be more specific, would increase her weapon damage. And every time she hits an enemy's spell attack roll and spell save DC would also increase. There is a nice synergy between casting a spell and attacking with a sword. With Quicken Spell, she can attack with her regular action and cast a spell with her bonus action in a single turn. So that's my Magik build. If you want a different kind of build idea, check out my playlist of Baldur's Gate 3 build guide. You might just find a perfect build for your playstyle. See you in the next video. Ciao!